Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the Shure MV7 versus the Samson Q9U, both XLR and USB-C capable microphones. Let's dive in. My name is Cree and I own a marketing and video production company based out of Las Vegas. And on this channel, I talk about the tech I use, but I also share with you how I actually use these microphones in everyday use. So today we're looking at the Shure MV7 versus the Samson Q9U. We'll go over some of the functionality, and then I'll also do a comparison for you so that you can see how these two microphones kind of compare to one another. All right, let's go ahead and start with the Samson Q9U. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hop into some of the specifications of this mic. This is a dynamic mic, so lots of people, if you are recording a podcast or are doing any type of broadcast type of voice recordings, this is a microphone you should definitely consider. It's coming in at about $99 as of the time of this video recording. And what really stands out with this mic is that everything on it has physical buttons. And this is much different than the Shure MV7, which we'll be getting into here in a moment, but there's a physical mute button. There is a low cut filter, a little knob on the back, and same with a mid presence boost that you can do as well, which I believe I have that. I have a softer, kind of a higher voice. So if I want to really boost the lows in my voice, then I turn that on. This also comes with, a foam cover for the microphone, but I'll tell you what, I like the look of this microphone. So I've chosen not to use that. And, it definitely does a great job at handling plosives. Now, I've just gotten into the habit of not speaking directly into microphones. So as you can see, I don't have this microphone right in front of my mouth and I'm not speaking directly into it. So that helps with plosives and those type of things. It's a dynamic mic. So I use it in sound treated rooms. And the way I approach untreated rooms in general is it's just part of the feel of whatever that podcast or whatever that video might be. So one of the kind of internal evaluations I do is, hey, we're going to go record on site. There could be some background noise. There could be some echo and things like that. And if that is a fit for that particular video or podcast or whatever it is that I'm recording, then I'm okay with it. Otherwise, I am going to use a sound treated room if that's something that matters for that project. Another little nice thing that this microphone has, and this might sound silly, but with the Shure MV7, you actually have to twist the microphone around in order to attach it to a stand. The Samson Q9U is nice because you can just twist the knob here. You don't have to twist the whole microphone. Just a nice little touch for this mic, which Samson has provided for us. But yeah, this is a quick overview of the Samson Q9U and how I use it. Let's hop over to the Shure MV7. So you're hearing the Shure MV7 right now. I should mention that I am running both microphones through the Rodecaster Pro 2. I'm just using the dynamic preset that's included with the Rodecaster Pro 2, and I have the level set at 60 on both microphones so that you are hearing the same output for both mics. But the Shure MV7 is a fantastic microphone. It's coming in at about $249 as of the time of the recording of this video. And the biggest difference between the Samson Q9U and the Shure MV7 is that this is software-based. So Shure delivers this microphone with software, and that means what you can do is rather than having a ton of physical buttons on the microphone, you can download their software and make adjustments. And I have found that experience to be very nice. But when I'm on site with clients and if I'm using these microphones and I need to make adjustments, I don't always have easy access to that software. It does have some physical type of an interface on here. It's more like a touch screen. Now, when you're using this mic with an XLR input, you do not see the touch screen. This touch screen, you can adjust the mic level, and there's also a mute button on here. So physical kind of buttons are on the mic, but that is if you're using it for USB-C only. For the XLR input, basically I'm running everything through the Rodecaster Pro 2, so I'm going to make those adjustments using that interface instead anyways. So it's not really a huge deal for me. I will say with this touchscreen operation, anytime I use this mic in a USB-C setting, that means that I'm plugging it directly into my computer. There have been a number of times where I've accidentally touched that mute, kind of the spot on the microphone. It's not a physical button, so I have no idea that I've touched it. And, my clients are saying, you're on mute or whatever. And then I look kind of silly because I don't know what's going on. And finally, I eventually come around and discover that I've accidentally touched the mute button. But this is a fantastic mic. It's a mic that I recommend to those of you who might be hosting or wanting to have a podcast. I recommend this mic because you can grow into it. And I should say I recommend this type of mic. That means that these mics can accept USB-C inputs, but they can also accept XLR, because eventually if you continue on with your podcast or your production or your live stream production, you're eventually going to grow. And the great thing is if you buy these mics, they're such great quality that they're going to last you a really long time. And you can grow into them. You can use them in any type of environment, and they work really, really well. So the Shure MV7 comes with a foam cover. Now, I have upgraded this foam cover. I actually purchased a SM7B cover. It's a little longer, and it gives me a little more room with plosives. But as I mentioned before, how I typically handle microphone usage is I just try not to speak directly into the microphone. However, if you have guests or people who are not used to using microphones, then you just might run into an issue with that. Just some specs on the MV7. Meaning Shure, is promoting this as a podcast microphone, and I would consider both of these microphones to be podcast microphones. It is a dynamic microphone. I don't know, I think it sounds great. I think the Samson Q9U sounds great as well. But that is the general rundown of the Shure MV7. Here is a voice sample of the Samson Q9U. Dynamic microphones use electromagnetism to turn sound waves into voltage. They use sound waves that vibrate the diaphragm and create electricity, which is then increased with the use of a transformer and sent to the microphone's output, creating sound. And now for the Shure MV7. Dynamic microphones use electromagnetism to turn sound waves into voltage. They use sound waves that vibrate the diaphragm and create electricity, which is then increased with the use of a transformer and sent to the microphone's output, creating sound. So I know you would like to know what my recommendation might be and what those final thoughts are. And the Samson Q9U is an excellent sounding microphone, especially for my voice. I really enjoy the physical buttons on this microphone. I like the look of it and everything else. Now, the thing about the Samson Q9U is it doesn't have that extra software that Shure provides. So over here with the Shure MV7, these microphones may not get firmware updates like your camera or your phone, like what you're used to. But what Shure is doing is they're constantly making updates to that software. So they can make particular adjustments that might, improve the sound of the MV7 going down the line. And they can also add additional functionalities in the future that may not be available now. So, in terms of growth, I would pick either of these mics. They have the USB-C input and the XLR input, so you can use in any situation. The price point is something to consider. Both of these mics sound fantastic in my opinion, but if I were to make a recommendation, I would actually recommend the Shure MV7 because of that added app, that added software that comes with this microphone that Shure is constantly improving. So let me know what you think. I'd like to know which microphone you think sounds best and which one would you go with. So thanks for tuning in today. If you like this video, I invite you to subscribe, and I'll be launching another one next week. So until then, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.